Hello and welcome to another episode of the Davescussion Podcast. I'm your host, David Grimm, and I welcome you on this October 16th, 2019. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these. A lot of stuff has gone down since then, and part of the reason I haven't done one is largely because of the fact that I just haven't really had much motivation to do a lot of stuff. It's been a really weird year. There was the whole mental health situation in the beginning of the year that I kind of mentioned in public. Personal stuff going down, and that just kind of had an effect on my motivation to just make some videos, including podcasts. So, hopefully this makes up for it. Originally, this was going to be a podcast about Switch scam stories, basically about the times I got scammed out of either a Switch or Switch games. However, I decided to save that for the next time, largely because something in the last couple of days has just incredibly angered me, and I figured I would put that into something constructive rather than anger. And for those who don't know, the reason for this is because I finished Tokyo Ghoul Re the other day. It is a terrible butchering of the original source material. The story is absolute dog shit. The animation and characters are not that great. It was an absolute mess, and maybe one of the worst adaptations such series I've ever seen, at least when it comes to the show. Now, I will probably get more into that in the review that I will be working on soon. However, I did not want to write a negative review of this when I was extremely angry towards it because it could cloud my judgment. So instead, I decided to do something I promised a while back, and that is a What If lightning round. For those who don't know, I put up 2 polls over the last few months, basically asking which one of these what ifs you would like to see most. One of them resulted in the What If Ash won the Kalos League video, which is kind of funny in hindsight because he won a Lola. And the second one was for What If Alter Sun and Moon were sequels. Now, since only one of them won, that means there were several that didn't win. And I decided, okay, why don't I just take the losing entries and just do a quick lightning round about it. So, let's get into it. We have a few to go through, so yeah, let's start with the easy one. What if Digimon Adventure Tri was a prequel instead of a sequel series? See, the first Digimon Adventure was set on Ty's group. 02 was focused on Davis's group with a few years after the original series. Now, instead of continuing both, my thought process was, well, why don't we do something different? And by that, I thought, hey, why don't we expand on the original Digidestin, the one from years and years and years before the original series began? And so this is where I got the idea from. Instead of focusing on either group, we just focus on the original Digidestin, see where they come from, see how they became friends, see their bonds with their Digimon, and get into the final battle. Now, originally I wanted this to be episodic. However, in the nature of what ifs, I decided to put the same limitations as the source material and restrict it to 6 movies. So, first 5 movies are going to be focused on each individual Digidestined, and then the 6th movie will be focusing on them as a group and dealing with the final boss, which could be whatever. So, yeah, there's my idea of Adventure Tri. Yeah, these are just quick little what-ifs, because some of these I just couldn't really think much of, and yeah. So let's move on to the next one. This one's also going to be really quick, because, frankly, there's not really a whole lot that would change. So, instead of Adam trying to attack Blake, get his ass kicked, and then run off, he's instead going to realize, okay, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. This person is trained. This person has a whole lot of people ready to fight us. There's no way we can take these people on. I'm going to surrender, and then think of a way out of this, whether it be myself or some remaining members of my faction. So he would surrender. However, he would still live. So he could break out at any time. Yes, this would sound similar to Roman's escape. However, this one would be more of a rampage instead of what Roman did in Volume 3. Also, he still lives, so there's that. And theoretically, there could be some defenders of Adam or supporters still lying in the White Fang. We don't know. So, basically, in this what if, after Adam gets arrested and Volume 5's ending happens, most of Volume 6 would stay roughly the same. Of course, Blake and Yang would still have their PTSD over what Adam did and the like, and then just work on their bond. And with no Adam in the way, Blake would just go get the radio tower shtick taken care of, and maybe even have a couple moments with Yang, since there's really not much else they can do, and hey, maybe they could help strengthen that bond, or whatever. See, the thing is with Blake and Yang, I don't know if they're fully a thing. The show makes it somewhat implied that they are. It's kind of a subtle way of rating. So I'm going to say for the sake of this that they are canon. And instead of them fighting Adam, they're just spending a bit more time, well, forming a bond. Let's go with that. So after that, we just get into Volume 7, and then in the future, for this what if at least, Adam would just break out and just try and fight back and just train or something. Resurrection of Adam, there we go. Sorry. So yeah, that's basically for the Adam Taurus one. At least one that I can think of off the top of my head. Next up is, what if Lillie beat Gladion? Oh, this one's gonna be fun. Oh, God. How the hell does this work, since Lillie's Vulpix was fighting Umbreon? I'm gonna say that for the sake of this what if, Lillie's Z-move somehow worked and KO'd Umbreon. Realistically, that's the only way, and I think I just put this in as like a gag entry or something. But hey, for the sake of this, we'll go with that, and hey, it is a lightning round. Let's have some funny ones. So, the Z-move works, KO's Umbreon, or at least freezes it, and then Vulpix finishes it off. And then Lillie advances. Next round would be against Marini and James, so, Okay, I think I know how to do this. It would somehow win against Marini since I don't believe it's a fairy type. Now, if I had evolved it into Alolan Ninetales, that would be a problem because Alolan Ninetales is Ice Fairy. However, since Alolan Vulpix is only Ice, then that should be no problem. So theoretically, it could take out Marini, maybe, and then go on to fight Kiawe, where it would lose. Even if it evolved into Alolan Ninetales somehow, no chance. There's just no chance. Turtonator is way stronger. It has the type advantage. It would lose. However, we'd get a final match between Ash and Kiawe. So there's that. And then Ash goes on to fight Kukui, because I'd see Ash winning this. So, yeah, there's a quick what if. Lillie beating Gladion. Kiawe fights Ash at the end. There you go. I guess speaking of Ash, let's get into the next one. What if Ash's Rowlet evolved? We're going to say that instead of finding an Everstone, it evolves into Dartrix, fights the Dartrix, it wins, and then it trains. Then it evolves into Decidueye around the time of the Alola League, or we'll say after the fight with Hau, just for the sake of simplicity. And then he's fully evolved into a Ghost Archer. His personality would remain roughly the same, which would make some scenes kind of funny with Serena trying to kick the crap out of Decidueye, and then it doesn't really work, like it just phases through. So it's kind of like a reversal of what Deanie and the like would do to Rowlet. Instead of him getting his ass kicked, it's Serena getting her ass kicked. It's like drop kick, whoosh, and then she just hits the wall or something. Why did I say that? Jeez. But that's possibly what could happen. I mean, if it is a regular kick, that's probably what happens. It just phases. But yeah, realistically, that's probably what would happen if Ash's Rowlet evolved. If it didn't find it, if it didn't find Everstone or learn Bullet Seed, I could see it learning Feather Dance and Sky Attack still, but not much would change, honestly. His personality would still be the same, because, let's be honest, he's the comic relief of Ash's team, and that's fine. It's not like, say, Ash's Gibble or the like, where there's too many comic relief characters. It works. I'd say Ash's Rowlet works as that kind of comic relief, and he'd still be that as a Decidueye. So, yeah. So, yeah, on that odd note, I think that's all I got for a What If Lightning Round. What'd you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments below. Special thanks to my patrons, and hopefully the next video coming out will be the Tokyo Ghoul one, since, well, it's a couple weeks before Halloween. So, yeah. Have a great day, and take care.